office screams baseball at you so loudly and clearly that my wife Derms won't even set foot in the place. My office is so crammed with baseball books, magazines, newspapers, pictures, cards, more books, figurines, bats and balls, and even more books that it gives her a headache just to see it all. Maybe it's the thought of having to organize all that crap or dust it that gets her. I don't know. The point is that while the stories in this book were polished for you in the basement, I did originally find them in the dugouts of America, both literally and figuratively, meaning that I went out and personally talked to the actual storytellers behind the tales in the book. Some of these people I found at the ballpark, and some of them I found away from it. Some I even found in their own basement offices. At any rate, I want to express my gratitude to all of them, the ones named in the text itself, as well as others I will acknowledge here in a few moments. Contrary to what some people think, getting material for a book like this is hard work, and you strike out far more often than you hit a home run. First of all, some of the people willing to talk just don't have good stories. You never know whether they do or not until you talk to them. Others have good stories, but they are the kind of tales that fall under the category of adult material, and are thus not suitable for publication in More Tales from the Dugout, which I am proud to believe can be read by baseball-loving youngsters without objection from their parents. Someday I may collect all of this X-rated baseball material and publish it in a book entitled The Little Black Book of Baseball. If I do, I'll leave out all the real names, including my own, to protect the guilty. You'll know it's me if the cover says the book was written by Anonymous. And then, although it doesn't happen often, sometimes you get rejected out of hand. The most memorable instance of this happened to me in Cooperstown, New York, of all places. During one Hall of Fame induction weekend, an event I have been covering for various publications since 1986, I went into one of the baseball memorabilia stores that have proliferated in Cooperstown like illegal immigrants in California, seeking some material for one of my books. Inside the store, in the basement as a matter of fact, sat two Hall of Fame players who were signing autographs for a fee. Former Red Sox second baseman Bobby Doerr, and a pitcher who'd only recently been inducted into baseball's most exclusive fraternity. The autograph business was pretty slow, so it was easy for me to walk right up to the table they were sitting at and start talking. When I introduced myself to the pitcher and explained what I was after, he snarled contemptuously, "How much money you got?" Without responding to this rebuff, I turned and tried Mr. Doerr, who acted, completely in character, like a gentleman. "This isn't the best time to talk right now," he said, "but I'll give you my home phone number, and if you call me next week, we can talk then, and I'm sure I can tell you something for your book." As I walked out of the room, after thanking Doerr, I heard somebody behind me call out, "Captain! Hey, Captain!" I was still a little embarrassed, as well as unsure whether I was the one being addressed, and so I didn't stop and turn around. Later, I realized it was the Hall of Fame newcomer who'd tried to get my attention after he'd had a chance to think about what had just happened. I imagine his thinking went something like this. I was pretty rude to this guy, and then Doerr goes and gives him his home phone number, and the guy is a writer. What if he writes about how I acted? I'm not going to look so good compared with Doerr. Fortunately, I don't have many "what's it like to be a writer" stories like that one. Far more typical are the encounters I've had with people like Bill McKeon and Kent DeCulvey. Bill McKeon is the brother of cigar-chomping Jack McKeon, who has managed 5 different Major League ball clubs. When he was in charge of the San Diego Padres, Bill's brother made so many deals he became known as Trader Jack. In 1989, he even traded his son-in-law, catcher Greg Booker, to the Minnesota Twins. Like his more famous brother, Bill has been in professional baseball for most of his life. There wasn't much in it for him, but Bill graciously consented to talk to me, and he went non-stop for an entire afternoon before a game at Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. I knew Bill was going to be good when he said, "As I always tell people, behind every story, there's another story." One of those stories behind the story was about the time Bill accidentally discovered that he and his brother had been mispronouncing their own surname all their lives. Bill went into a